This week on Youth on the Move, we bring to you a young pilot with a dream to take over the skies, and later on, a group that is fighting tribalism in society. Becoming a pilot is a common childhood dream for many and has over the years become more accessible. But first, here are some quick tips of what it takes to become a pilot.
Number one, you need to believe in yourself. As an aviator or a pilot, you need to be confident. If you don't believe in yourself and you're carrying 300 passengers, you have 400 passengers on board, how will they believe in you? Number two, you need to be a willing student. In aviation, it's a career where it's always a learning process. There's new things, new stuff you need to learn. You're going to fly with different kind of people every day. You won't fly with one person for the rest of your life. So if you're not willing to learn from someone else, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. Number three, you need to be consistent. In aviation, consistency is very key, because if you're an aviator and you stay for a period of time without flying, the skill may somehow fade away. Number four, in aviation, you need to be hardworking. Aviation is a career which looks glamorous from the outside. It looks like, hey, these guys have got it all, you know. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of hard work which goes on. Number five, the last one, as an aviator, you need to be healthy.
For one, Timothy Masimane, his journey to piloting was not an obvious choice, but is now becoming a reality.
I studied in South Africa. I did integrated airline transport pilot license, and I was there for about 21 months before coming back to Kenya.
His inspiration to become a pilot was after a thorough process of finding out what he wanted to pursue in life.
Piloting, I wouldn't say it's something I really wanted to do since I was a kid. It's something I developed interest after high school, because when I was in high school, I did everything. I was not like those smart kids or anything. I was just there average. So after high school, I went to Strathmore University. I joined and I did Bachelor in Commerce. But after 1 year into the course, I realized that that's not really what I wanted to do. That's really not me, because I'm a practical person. I love things that I'll touch, things that will make me go out of my way. So I had a friend who was in South Africa and he was doing piloting, my former high school classmate. And he told me about it and everything, and I decided that this is really what I want to do, because it looked very glamorous and I loved it.
Having now completed his studies, his experiences have built him to who he is today.
It hasn't been very easy. It has been a lot of fun, enjoyable, but it hasn't been very easy because there's the good and the bad. So when I started my piloting career at first, it wasn't easy. Imagine, as a university student in first year, you just go home and you tell your parents, Mom, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. Just imagine. So, but I thank God, because my parents are very supportive. They really want to see me do what I really want to do. They don't force issues on us since we're kids. They tell us, whatever is your interest, go for it. And so I told them I want to be a pilot. What I did, at first it wasn't easy, because there's a certain amount, as you do the registration in South Africa and enroll in the school and everything, there's a certain amount of money you need to pay so that they can confirm your enrollment and something. And so I had some little savings which I'd gotten from some job I'd done before. And to show my parents that I was really serious about this thing, I went and I paid for myself that amount. I paid the first amount for my training. And once I told my parents I've already paid, I did the enrollment myself, everything, talking to them. And once they enrolled me into it, then my parents saw this boy really wants to do this thing. And so they supported me.
Timothy has enjoyed a number of highlights since pursuing this career.
There was this time, once you cause in our program, you have to go through ground school. And then there's an exam you do called initial ground school. Once you pass that ground school exam, only then will they release you into the flight line for you to start flying. So I did my ground school, I passed, I went to the flight line, I got my new instructor. He was Indian, and we flew with him. Then during your flying, there's something called solo flying, where the first time you take the plane alone, go in the air alone, and fly something called a circuit alone, and land. And for me, that was a big thing. It was such a big thing because I never knew one day I'll be able to handle an aeroplane on my own without my instructor by my side, without anyone helping me. And I took off. I was in the air. I was looking. There was no one. I was saying, if anything happens, God, it's me and you. But by God's grace, I landed. And after that solo, you go for many more solos. So we normally celebrate the first solo because it's a big achievement in aviation.
Challenges are a part and parcel of life. It is how you respond to them that matters, and Timothy can attest to this.
Actually, doing this course was very, very expensive. And I wasn't being sponsored by anyone. I wasn't a cadet from any airline. I was self-sponsored. And the thing with this career, you have to pay large amounts of money, and the school wants the money then, at that moment. You know, sometimes you can have money, but you need to wait, like I'll get it after 3 weeks, and then after I get the money, then I can pay. But the school wants it then. So the finances at some point was really hard, but my parents did their best.
Having received great support from his parents, Timothy had this to say.
It's very, very important to support your children's dream. You shouldn't force your children to do what you wanted to do and you are not able to do, because they won't do it well. And even if they do it, they will do it, and then at the end, they will leave and say, here's what you wanted me to do, I'm going to do my own thing. So it's very important to support your children to do their own thing, because it gives them joy, and they will do it with excellence because they don't feel pressured, they don't feel forced. It was their own choice. So parents who are watching, support your children's dream. Make sure you are their number one fans in everything they do, and once they feel that support, they are going to pursue what they are doing with excellence.
And to the fellow youth,
you need to follow your dreams, because many people are actually afraid to start. The challenge is starting. Once you start, take that step of faith, everything is going to flow. Just start. That's what I like to tell you. Just start. The struggles are always there. You'll find struggles on the way, but it's okay to struggle. But even as you struggle, never quit. Struggle but never quit. At the end, you're going to win. My dream is to fly the Dreamliner 787. That's my end time goal. I want to fly that plane. And in the next 5 years, I see myself in an airline as a first officer, if things go well, as a captain. I'd like to fly for maybe until I'm 45, I'd say that. And then I'd like to retire and embark on projects that will help the society. So look for, there's a lot of things going on in the society. There's a lot of people who are looking for help in the society. So I'd like to embark on a project and see how can I help the society? How can I make people's lives better, through through this career, people maybe who want to join the aviation world, how I can encourage them to join, how I can tell people that you can make it, that's my end time dream. So I'd retire and then maybe start businesses or become an entrepreneur as I help the society.
A positive attitude is key for success, and this rings true for Timothy.
Every time you decide to do something, as long as you put in the work and you have faith, you will succeed. You just need to put in the work and trust God, have faith that you can do this and you're going to do it. Because sometimes people really want to do something or to achieve something, but they put in the work and they don't have faith. They're just like, I'll just work and see if it works. Or they have faith and they don't put in the work. See, it's not gonna work. So you have to put in the faith and trust God. Just be hopeful and you're going to make it. Yeah. So you can do what you want to do. You can achieve your dreams. You can be where you want to be. Most of the times, your only limit is you. You limit yourself because God does not limit us.
We now take a short break, but take a look at what's to come. A key factor in any facet of life is proper leadership. Do you know the correlation between self-awareness and leadership? Find out up next.
My name is Esther Mwaniki. I am the founder of Lapid Leaders Africa. Lapid Leaders Africa runs several leadership development programs whose focus is to prepare the next generation of African leaders to be extraordinary, values-driven leaders in the marketplace. One of the things that we focus on is around self-awareness, and that's what I want to talk about. I'm a firm believer that one of the distinguishing factors in any leader is a stronger sense of self-awareness. I think about two people when I think about self-awareness, and I think about them from the Bible's perspective. I think about Esau, and I think about David. Esau was a man who was very quick to sell his birthright to Jacob. And one of the questions that people don't ask often is, why was Esau more than willing to sell a birthright, which was going to impact the rest of his life? But the reason he was more than willing to sell his birthright is because he had no sense of the importance of this birthright. And that's what self-awareness is all about. If you don't know who you are and the things that are important in your life, you will constantly be selling things that are important and that can add value in the future that you're presenting. And you'll constantly be making the same mistake that Esau made. You will sell your birthright, you'll have opportunities that could accelerate you, you'll have relationships that could accelerate you. But because you don't have a strong sense of self-awareness, you will do what Esau did, which is sell your birthright. The second person who comes to my mind is David. And David, on the other hand, had a strong sense of self-awareness. When you think about David and the moment that sort of set him up as a leader, is the moment when he encountered Goliath. And one of the things that happened around then was Saul asked David to wear an armor, which made a lot of sense. I mean, if you're going to go to battle to kill Goliath, the greatest warrior of the world, then you better be wearing an armor. But David tries it on and he realizes that that armor is not going to be enough and it's not what he's been prepared with. And he puts the armor aside and he takes the 5 stones and slings and goes to battle with them. And I think that's a strong sense of self-awareness. The question he answers is, what have I been prepared with? Well, the whole world may have been prepared with for battle or for leadership through wearing slings, having armors. For David, he'd been prepared by having gone through a journey of shepherding, and therefore stones and slings were his tools. And I think that's what self-awareness does. It helps you to understand, who am I? How has God prepared me for the journey ahead? And if you can answer those two questions, then you can do great things and you can be a leader. And that's the reason why we spend so much time within the program answering the question of who am I?
Fighting tribalism may seem like an uphill task, but for this group of young people, they have broken societal barriers to promote cultural cohesion and fight tribalism.
My names are Stephen Omondi Odur, aka Stevie God. I'm the founder of Vijana Bila Ukabila campaign initiative, which is a campaign initiative against tribalism, racism, nepotism, and all manners of social discrimination in Kenya and around the world.
My name is Elvis Alfayo. I'm a member at VBU. I'm also a fashion stylist and a fashion blogger.
My name is Kevin Vihakasi Airo, but people know me as Captain Kasi. I'm the vice chairman in Vijana Bila Ukabila, and also I'm the programs coordinator of the group.
My name is Julie Chepkosgei Korir. I'm the secretary of the group.
What birthed the beginning of this initiative was a call to action that the founder heeded to.
Vijana Bila Ukabila came at a time when we can say a lot of youths, we have seen so many bad things that are happening in Kenya, so many vices like tribalism, corruption, and we were invited to attend the National Youth Summit at the KICC in 2013, and one of the things that came out was youths like to complain a lot, but they are apart from complaining, there's nothing else they'll do. In fact, even if you tell them to do something, they'll not be able, they'll not do it. They'll say that is not their work. So we were asked, are you part of the solution or part of the complaint? You have said tribalism, corruption. What are you doing about tribalism as a youth? What are you doing about corruption as a youth? So that is the time when we sat down as young people and we said, let's be on the part of solution, not on the part of tribalism. And we came up with Vijana Bila Ukabila campaign initiative to lobby against tribalism in Kenya.
After meeting Steve in 2013, I had passion in acting. And when I met him, he talked to me about the Vijana Bila Ukabila issue. And I felt interested in, because as for me, I love human dignity. I love when people live in peace.
I joined the group way back in 2015, just through a friend. I had a friend who is one of us. So she told me about Vijana Bila Ukabila, and I, being a victim of tribalism, that is when I decided that I can do something.
I joined because I wanted to use my platform to do something in the society. I saw that fashion can also be used to address issues that affect this and deal with challenges that affect the society. So last year, August, I was planning an event, courtesy of Style with Alfie, but then I met Julie through Facebook. She approached me and she said that since we are doing almost the same thing, we should just partner, because at the end of the day, we want to pass a message to the society. And I thought, yeah, that's a good thing. So we partnered and did the event last year in Wasingishu County. Then after that, I decided that henceforth, as an individual and as a blogger, I will work with Vijana Bila Ukabila in addressing this issue of peace.
For Vijana Bila Ukabila, they have different arms that address issues affecting the society.
When we started, we were using civic education as part of reaching out to young people and Kenyans at large, teaching them. But along the way, we realized that to deal with young people, we need to add something on it, because you cannot talk to them all day, all around, they'll be bored. So we came up with a segment of music. And to be specific, it is patriotic music, peace music. We don't do any other music apart from patriotic peace music. So that was the second segment after civic education. Then we realized again we need to do something more. We came up with the campaign awareness initiatives like My Youth Ni Peace, Tuepuke Fujo, That is the third. Then the fourth, we came up with the Operation Rest in Peace Tribalism, which includes the use of peace processions and peace concerts.
Each and every activity we have, I'm the person who makes sure everything runs well, the way we have planned. We have had several events. We have had peace procession, peace concerts. We have had walks. Like we had a walk from Kisumu to Mombasa, a peace walk, and it was literally walking. I was part of the person who made sure that that walk happens, and it really happens. We reached Mombasa, and it was great meeting different people from different tribes along the way from Kisumu to Mombasa.
Having been doing this since 2013, they have seen the effects of tribalism in society, pushing them to continue fighting this vice.
One of it that a lot of young people complain about is on the issue of leadership in Kenya, where some young people feel like the issue of tribalism is dictating who should be the leader of Kenya as the president and who should not be the president. So that is one effect of tribalism. The second one, a lot of young people are complaining we are going to look for a job or employment. You give your CV, somebody looks at your name, so it determines whether you'll get a job or you will not get the job. The third, can say it's also tribalism and corruption. They have intermarried.
For Vijana Bila Ukabila, their experiences has brought about great highlights for this organization.
We have gotten a lot of achievements, including recognition. Now we are recognized as a group that does peace each and every place we go. Like the Vijana Platform for Peace knows us as young people who are spearheading the works of peace.
Last year, 2017, we were given as the peace ambassadors during the Interfaith Conference at Catholic University, Queer. Then from that, we can say we have been able to reach as many young people and as many Kenyans as possible through our music, which has been well appreciated and well received by Kenyans at large. Thirdly, we have been able to exercise responsible use of the social media, more so in our social media pages, where we don't allow any combative politics or let me just use the word combative politics in our social media, because we said at the end of the day, tribalism is more rife on social media as much as it is rife on the ground during political seasons.
I was able to do something in Eldoret, because most of the time I used to travel to Nairobi and do the work. Maybe most of the things that we do as a group, we do it in Nairobi because this is where we are based at. But at the end of the day, I said charity begins at home. What can I say that as a member of Vijana Bila Ukabila, who comes from Uasin Gishu County, what have I done? So last year in 2017, before the 8th elections, I was among the people who organized a peace event in Eldoret town, which was a peace event for the major people who organized this at our group. And I was the coordinator for the group from there.
And as for challenges,
so lack of goodwill from political leaders or other leaders, that is one of the challenges we are going through.
The negative perception of people. You come with an event, or you have come with a program, or you are telling them what needs to be done, and they are saying, ukabila haitaisha Kenya, tribalism will never be finished. And we are bringing a positive effect, telling them that this thing can end if we put an initiative to make sure that we provide the solution.
As members of this initiative, they are passionate about encouraging the youth to do what they can with what they have in their hands.
Anything we do doesn't require money. Now, that's one thing people should understand. The little works we do, the little way, like giving back to the community at home. When you just tell maybe you realize you have seen someone who is talking about tribalism or condemning another tribe because he or she doesn't belong to that tribe. And you just go an extra mile, just tell them the importance of how to appreciate another person. That doesn't require money, it just requires your brain. And then at the end of the day, peace doesn't require any papers. It doesn't require an education, it doesn't require a master's or a degree or a diploma to pursue it. It's just a matter of passion.
You can do something with what you have, where you are, regardless of who you are. If you set your mind on something, you can do it.
I think what we have been told and we have come to believe is that you must have money for you to do something at the end of the day. It is true you need money for you to succeed. But again, it is not true that you need money for you to start. Whatever you want to do, start it from where you are with the little you have. Money never starts an idea, it is an idea that starts the money.
Vijana Bila Ukabila are passionate about promoting peace and fighting tribalism, and this has been a driving factor to what they do.
Kenya is for all of us. And the beauty of Kenya is because of the different tribes and the different cultures that we have. If we can remove the 43 tribes and Kenya remains with one tribe, that is when that tribe that will remain will know the importance of the other 43 tribes. So everyone needs one another. Like in your hand, every finger needs the other finger. In your body, every part of your body needs the other part of the body. So in Kenya, every tribe needs the other tribe. And that is the beauty of Kenya.
Not all people believe what youth do. Some of them believe that they are just there looking for money. But I just want to say thank you to those people who have held our hands. The Wiyano Platform for Peace, led by Peter Thuku and Milka Chipkirui. They have really held our hands. I want also to say thank you to Matthias, who comes from Missionary of Africa, for holding our hands. And to any youth outside there, I just want to tell them Kenya is not worth dying for. It is worth living for.
I always believe that you can do something wherever you are, wherever you are. And if you believe in yourself, you can go for it. It's not easy. Nobody says it's easy. If it was easy, nobody could be working hard. So you just have to wake up, freshen up, and go for it. And try as much as possible to give back to the society in every way you can, because charity begins at home.
I want just to urge the people of Kenya that if you went to school, if you call yourself a professor, you call yourself a doctor, you call yourself a learned person, an elite, and you don't offer solution to humanity, you are worse than a grave. You should go out there and offer solution. You'll be like the hummingbird. You do what you can and leave the rest to God.
The starting point is understanding who we are, what we are here to do. Because if you don't know what you're here to do in the first place, then how would you even unlock what it is that you carry? So you need to understand who you are, what you carry, and what it was meant to achieve here on earth as God intended when He was creating you.
That's it for today on Youth on the Move. You can give us your feedback on 22316. Till next week, keep it Family TV.